Picture this. It's the summer of 2040 and the Arctic sea ice is gone. That could be the result of human-caused climate change. What are the biggest impacts climate change has had in the Arctic? To answer this question, I researched climate change's biggest impacts on the Arctic and found that climate change has melted sea ice so polar bears and Arctic foxes cannot hunt for food, has risen sea temperatures and levels so marine mammals cannot adapt, has heated up and melted permafrost so vegetation can grow better, and finally has risen the Arctic's temperatures. Polar bears and other Arctic animals have been heavily impacted by the warmer temperatures. The Arctic warms about 2 times faster than the global average, causing the ice that polar bears depend on to melt away. With less sea ice, polar bears cannot hunt for food as often as they need to, so they often wind up with less food. The loss of sea ice also impacts the bears' main prey, seals. With no seals to eat, polar bears will starve to death. Because of climate change, polar bears tend to overheat. If temperatures rise too high, they would not survive. Even 50 degrees Fahrenheit is too hot for polar bears and other Arctic animals. The same goes for the Arctic fox, which rely on the sea ice to catch their prey. But the sea ice is melting, so Arctic foxes and polar bears will both not have enough food to eat. Climate change not only impacts the Arctic land animals, but also the Arctic marine animals. Harvesters rely on the sea ice as a place to raise their young and shed their skins. Harvesters are also a source of prey for other animals, so when the sea ice is gone, harvesters will not survive, and neither will the animals that rely on them as a source of prey. Marine mammals living in the Arctic are uniquely adapted to life in the icy waters. These include bowhead whales, ice seals, and walruses. These animals also rely on the sea ice. Fish that live in the Arctic are adapted to the ice waters. If temperatures rose too high, they will not be able to survive because warmer waters means less oxygen in the waters, so it becomes harder for the fish to breathe. But why is the sea ice melting and why is the temperature rising? While interviewing Professor Mary Louise Timmermans, a scientist that studies sea ice in the Arctic Ocean, I learned that the sea ice is not only melting because of world heating, it is also because climate change warms the ocean and the ocean's heat melts the ice. When the ice is at the top of the ocean would heat it up and cause it to melt. The Arctic is getting warmer and the topmost layer of water is increasing about half a degree a decade. Earth loses Arctic sea ice at a rate of 13% per decade, and over the past 30 years, the oldest and thickest ice in the Arctic has decreased by 95%. Climate change affects the Arctic vegetation too. As permafrost thaws with climate change, tundra plants will grow taller and denser in the summer, capturing more snow in the winter that insulates the ground and accelerates warming. Climate change affects the Arctic Ocean a lot. Because the Arctic warms so much faster than the rest of the world, it is on average 37 degrees Fahrenheit warmer than it was in 1980. Winter temperatures would rise above 6 degrees by 2080 even if we tried to stop climate change. The sea levels have risen 8 inches and it's getting worse. Rising temperatures and melting sea ice has contributed to rising sea levels. In conclusion, climate change has had a huge effect on the Arctic and its creatures. Climate change effects on the Arctic are serious, and even a small increase in temperature can lead to a greater warming over time, making the Arctic the most sensitive place to climate change on Earth. What do you think are climate change's biggest impacts on the Arctic? For more information, check out my blog.